Okay, so we'll continue working on the Vivaldi website here. So far, when we click summer, oh, I already did. If we click summer, it changes the background, the image, the text, and the audio. Okay, what do we have left? We need to update the active border on the buttons. So remember the buttons here, we have this class active button, and the class active button just has that border. So we want to add and remove classes, which we can do here by selecting the element, getting its class list, and then adding or removing the name of the class, in this case, active button, BTN, active BTN. Okay, so let's do that. Well, first we need ID. We have IDs, because it's all the buttons here. So what I'm going to suggest we do is, first we need to remove the active class from the current button. But in terms of keeping track of what the current button is, we don't know what the user has, the last button the user has pressed. So I think the best thing to do is just to clear all the buttons, right? Remove the class. So even if it doesn't have the class and you try to remove it, that's fine. It'll say, hey, it's not here. So we'll go get the element ID spring.classList.remove active BTN like so. And then, well, for now, let's just make sure that the adding remove works by adding active button. So we want to add it to the summer. So we'll save that. Go back to here. Oh, cannot read property class list of null. Okay, that's a common error. Main.js line 17. Basically, it's saying it's trying to access the class list of something that's null. Null just means that it doesn't exist. So, document.line 17. Oh, yes, trying to get the class list of this element with the ID spring. And if we go back here, there is no element with the ID spring because it's spring BTN. Okay, super common mistake. I'm glad I did that because you guys will do it as well. So whenever you see that it's trying to access something of null, it's usually because it can't find the element. Okay, so boom, yes, it removed the class, added it to this one. So we can kind of see which button is active. Love that. And like I said, because we're going to add the other ones too, I'm going to copy and paste this because we need to go spring, and we should also remove it from autumn in case autumn is selected. And we should remove it from winter. And I'm curious if we're going to have a problem, if I should remove it from summer and then add it. I wonder if we add it, it'll add multiple classes. We'll see. I'm going to try this. I might have to remove it from summer and then re-add it, just to make sure we don't have the class list doesn't have the same class twice or 3 times, depending on how many times I click it. But we'll try this first and just keep that in mind in case there's a problem. Okay, well anyway, this shouldn't change because I don't have these buttons working yet. So let's try to get the other buttons working. Okay, and now in all of these things here, well, let's leave it. Change container to text. Change main image, change that, and update active border. Great. So now we'll do some more stuff. Instead of just the summer button is clicked, when a season button is clicked, so we'll add let's do autumn next. The autumn button is clicked. Let's have a function called set autumn. And we're going to do quite a bit of similar stuff, so I'm actually just going to copy and paste this entire function. Change its name to set autumn, and we'll repeat a lot of the stuff. This will just say we still want to get the season text, change it to autumn. We still want to get the main image, but change its source to autumn.jpg. We want to change the background color to reflect the autumn background. Wonderful. Vivaldi autumn.mp3. We don't want to do this. Let's change that to summer, and we'll change this to autumn. So we remove it from spring, summer, winter, and add the active button class to autumn. Okay, let's see if that works. Summer, autumn. Okay, autumn concerto. The time changed, and this is a new concerto. Awesome. Summer was this one. Yep, okay, good. The background color changed, the image changed, the text changed, the active class changed. Awesome. Okay, and yeah, it worked going back as well, right? Active class, it removed it. Okay, good, perfect. Okay, so now all we have to do is some more copy and pasting. We'll add winter, create a function called set winter, save that. Let's copy and paste again. Have a function called set winter and update all this text. It should say winter concerto. We want to use the winter.jpg. Let's get the winter color. Copy and paste. Great. Vivaldi winter.mp3. We want to add autumn back here. Remove it from autumn. And we want to add winter btn to add the class to that one. Set winter. Okay, so summer, autumn, winter, image change, background color changed, winter concerto. Song has been updated again, beautiful. Cool, we can download. Okay, so all that's left to do now would be one more time, add an event listener for the spring button, create a set spring function, which we can copy and paste and just change the settings. And I will let you do that as an exercise to get it all working so that we can switch all the way back. Because spring doesn't work. We can't go back to spring unless I hit refresh. Anyway, so if you can get that working, that would be great. And as well, for an exercise in the assignments here, that Android versus Apple webpage we made earlier, you're going to make that interactive. Again, this start code. So I have the finished web page here, and the instructions are here. It'll be very similar to the Vivaldi assignment we just did. When they click on Android, you're going to change the image, change the background color, change this link to go to a different place, to say something different, to have a different background color. And then the same thing with Apple, change the image, background color, change the link, all that good stuff. So the instructions are all here. Download the zip file and extract it so you have the starting code. Remember your IDs. Right, remember that was an important part, is that we had to add IDs to our elements here so that we can do the get element by ID. Except for that document.body, because body is special. Every web page should have a body. Not every web page will have an element with the ID spring btn. Okay, awesome. Hope you're starting to feel the power of JavaScript here. This is kind of just the beginning of JavaScript, where we can use JavaScript to manipulate the web page. We can do these events. We can change the web page. We're going to learn about how to get input from the user. Right? They can, with little input elements, they can type stuff in, store things in variables, do if statements. If something is true, do this, so we can control what code to run. We'll do loops. Okay, so this is just the beginning of JavaScript so far. Hopefully you understand the main idea, right? That we run this script tag. We have this main.js. We can add event listeners. So when an event happens, we can run a function, which is just a bunch of commands stored inside of a block of code. And then when that function runs, it'll do these things. It'll say, find this element and set its stuff to this. Find this element and set source to this. Find this element and set its background color to this. It'll do all these things. So we're doing input, right? Click events, and we're doing output, where we're changing the output to the user, which is what's on the web page. Okay, input, output. Awesome. All right, and like I said, hopefully the notes are helpful, right? The concept notes and the video lessons should help you. I'll upload these Vivaldi ones, and those will be similar to this assignment here as well. Okay, All the best, take care, and we'll see you in the next video.